Hey guys, it's Ben here with Twigs in Hagerstown, and once again just coming at you with another quick, really cool side-by-side video. Today we're in a 2022 Honda Pioneer 520. I know inventory has been at an all-time low, it seems, almost nationwide, and I know some of you, I get a lot of questions on the Honda Pioneer 520. Some of you, it's been hard to actually get your eyes on one and kind of touch and feel and get to know the machine a little bit. So hopefully we do this walk around video. This helps answer a few questions. So let's check it out. So the Pioneer 520, who exactly is this machine for? Well, it's going to be for those of you looking for something to use just for general property maintenance. You know, if you're doing some maintenance around your property, around the yard, you know, you obviously have a 450-pound rated bed behind you, dumpable bed. So if you're looking for something to put wood, brick, stone, gravel, mulch, you know, stuff like that in, this is probably the machine for you. It's definitely quiet. It's not an overbearing machine. It seats two people. It's a 520cc engine, 518 to be exact, if you want to get down to the nitty gritty. Doesn't have an overly aggressive tire. They give you these, the tires that come on this machine are considered a turf tire, so they're not going to tear up the yard. And probably, obviously, since I had the camo paint scheme here, obviously you can use this to get to your hunting spot, you know, so, or even, you know, dragging your animal out of the woods, you know, what have you. This thing really has limitless uses. So, but let's dive into it a little bit more. So I'm going to start right up front. One of the things I like about any side-by-side is obviously the bare necessities. You have a solid steel front bumper to protect your radiator right there, which is important. Up here you can see obviously we have our vents to get to the radiator, so it's going to breathe well. Again, I want to note the turf tires that come on this machine. They're not an overly aggressive tire. These are a V rubber. If you know your brands, they're a V rubber turf tire. Again, not overly aggressive. It's not going to tear your yard up or anything like that. If you are looking to maybe use it for trail use, maybe get something a little bit more aggressive, but I'm sure these will do phenomenal. Working our way up, we do have a set of headlights on this machine, which is cool. So as we work our way into the cab of this machine, right here's your door latch. Turn that opens up your door. You do have a couple of soft safety nets here to keep your rider and passenger inside. Again, as you guys, if you watch my videos, I'm about 6'1", 6'2" roughly. This does not have any, I'll warn you, this does not have any seat adjustment. This does not have any steering wheel adjustment. But I'll tell you, just to kind of give you an idea, this is where my knees are at. If I have my feet on the pedal, you know, I'm not uncomfortable, but it is a little closer quarters. You know, if you're broad-shouldered, you know, they do actually give you a little bit of space here in between the rider and passenger, so you know you're not exactly hitting, you know, bumping elbows or anything like that. But right here obviously you have your steering wheel. Right up here is your key. You have 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. Up here you have your headlight control, and then right here is your manual transmission, automatic transmission. And what that means is essentially if I start this machine up and I put it in gear, right now with it being in automatic mode, the Pioneer is going to shift on its own, essentially kind of like a car does. Okay, now if I release the brake and I put it in manual mode, okay, now it's going to go to a 1, and you'll see if I actually move, I can shift it up into second and third gear. So that's pretty cool. Now, something else to add as far as storage inside the cab, you really only have these cup holders up here. There's no really internal storage. There's no, probably where Honda could have put a glove box, there is no glove box or internal storage on this machine. So now that we've stepped out of the cab, I do want to kind of stand back here a little bit and give you an idea just how we're at on ground clearance. Honda posts a 8.5-inch ground clearance on the Honda Pioneer 520. And as we work our way up here in regards to capability specs, this does have a 1,000-pound towing capacity. And then our bed is rated at 450 pounds, which if you look upside here, we do have some D-rings, which is pretty cool. So if we need to tie stuff down, we can do that. Obviously, you have your traditional Honda latches to dump the bed. So that's what it looks like with the tailgate down. And something else that I think is really neat. So imagine if you're kind of backing up to a pile of mulch where you need to dump everything and you're sitting inside. If you back up to your pile, you can actually just reach around with your left hand and push down on the latch lever. And that's actually what releases your the rear bed on this. So I really like that. That's actually a really cool idea. Obviously, there's not a whole lot to really check out up here. This, again, is a 520cc, just a basic fuel-injected single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine. Your engine compartment is right here, right behind the rider and passenger seat. Obviously, you can see right there's your air box. I'm going to work my way around to the other side here quick. And you'll see we have a battery box right here, and Twig Cycles tradition, we put a battery tender lead on everything that we sell, so that way we can keep the battery fresh and healthy when we're not, you know, operating the machines, of course. So again, just going to back up here and give you an eyeful of what the Pioneer 520 really looks like. Really neat machine, really great mid-size 500cc class utility machine. So again, we get a lot of questions about how much space is inside the cab. As I mentioned earlier, I'm about 6'1". So to give you an idea of how I kind of look sitting inside the Pioneer 520, obviously as far as your passengers go, you have plenty of footroom here, but you know, plenty of headroom. You know, we're not really hitting anything. We're not bumping around or anything like that. Again, if you're trying to get two big hunters in here, you're probably going to be hitting elbows a little bit, but I mean, as far as space for a mid-size side-by-side like this, I really can't complain a whole lot. This actually has some promising room inside. So again, just to kind of summarize a couple of things, 2022 Honda Pioneer 520 is available in 4 different colors. This machine has about 8.5 inches of ground clearance. It's a 50-inch wide machine, so it's going to fit on all of your trails that you're trying to get to. It has a 450-pound rated bed capacity, and again, I may have already mentioned this, 1,000-pound towing capacity. So for a 520cc machine, you're getting a pretty broody little side-by-side. It's definitely very capable. I'm really impressed with it. I like that Honda put the 5-speed transmission in this, not the 3-speed. I think you get a little bit more flexibility out of the transmission with a 5-speed versus a 3-speed, like they do in the 700. But the 700, obviously, different story. But I really like, I mean, this has 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, the automatic, the manual transmission, I think is really cool. You really get a lot of flexibility out of this machine. I think Honda could have probably added a little bit more storage inside the cabin here a little bit, but you get all that behind you. That's all in the bed behind you. If you compare this with the Honda Pioneer 500, you don't get any kind of bed space behind you. You pretty much just get a 4-wheeler rack behind you, and it's a 500cc. So this, you're getting a slightly larger engine displacement, and you're getting a 450-pound rated dumpable bed behind you, so that's pretty cool. So as always, guys, if you have any questions, please leave your questions in the comment section below. I like to hear everybody's feedback. If you own a Pioneer 520 currently, let us all know how you like it. As always, you can reach out to us at our phone, 301-739-2773. Be sure to like and subscribe. I always really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.